Top 10 Most Visited Countries in the World 2023. The most visited country in the world is France. To enjoy the beauty of the French streets in cities such as Paris, Nice, Marseille, Strasbourg, Toulouse, Bordeaux, Lyon and many others, annually comes more than 80 million tourists, and in 2019 the mark approached 90 million. The tourism industry generates about 9% of GDP and provides jobs in France more than 3 million people. The French capital is home to the most visited architectural monument in the world, the Eiffel Tower. Well-deserved second place in the ranking of the most visited countries in the world in 2023 is Spain. With more than 83 million people 2019, this sunny state is ahead of the United States for the third year in a row. Tourism accounts for about 14.4% of Spain's GDP. The most visited and beautiful Spanish cities are Barcelona and Madrid. The country has many sandy beaches, festivals are constantly held and the nightlife is boiling. The US leads the list of top 3 most visited countries in the world. This large country with a diverse culture, nature and climate offers attractions for every taste, from a night out on the town of Las Vegas or a passive getaway to the famous beaches of Hawaii or a visit to the wilderness in the vast expanses of Alaska. Incidentally, the US is far ahead of the leaders of the rankings, France and Spain, combined in terms of cash receipts from the tourism industry. The annual sum exceeds $200 billion. The Chinese are in first place in the world in terms of annual spending on travel, about $250 to $260 billion. And they outnumber Americans by several times. However, modern China also attracts a large number of foreigners to its country, more than 65 million people a year. There are many historical and cultural attractions, including the Great Wall of China, and cities such as Shanghai and Beijing abound not only with colorful cuisine, but also with modern architecture. Italy is at the bottom of the top 5 most visited countries in the world. Millions of tourists can equally enjoy the unique architectural structures and well-maintained Mediterranean coastline. Equally important is the history, culture, fashion, art and famous Italian cuisine. The most visited cities are Rome, Milan, Venice, Florence and Naples. Italy's revenue from the tourism industry accounts for more than 11% of GDP. The unstable military-political situation in recent years, both inside Turkey and in neighboring countries, caused a significant outflow of foreign tourists. We are talking about more than 15 million people. Nevertheless, in 2018-2019 attendance has almost returned to pre-crisis levels. Most often, people go to relatively inexpensive and comfortable seaside resorts on the Aegean and Mediterranean sea coasts. Tourism accounts for about 12.2% of Turkey's GDP. The second representative of the North American continent in the ranking of the most visited countries in the world is Mexico. There are many beaches and areas for active recreation, which attract not only Americans and Canadians, but also a large number of tourists from Europe and Asia. Mexico has a very colorful population with a special culture and traditions. Interesting festivals are held in large cities, and restaurants offer delicious food. Thailand is an Asian country with an incredible record of economic development, including tourism, which accounts for up to 15–20% of local GDP. This is, on average, twice as much as the world's indicators. Above all, in Thailand foreigners are attracted by affordable prices, sandy beaches, vibrant nightlife and Thai cuisine. Germany is not only the economic engine of the European Union, but also one of the most visited countries in Europe and in the world. Popular German cities are Berlin, Munich, Hamburg, Frankfurt and Bremen. In addition to visiting interesting folklore festivals, exhibitions and sporting events, many foreigners seek to find work in Germany or receive a prestigious education in German educational institutions. In last place in the list of top 10 most visited countries in the world is Great Britain. This is a country with a great history, traditions and unique architecture. According to local experts, tourism is the fastest growing industry, which generates about 9% of GDP and creates more than 3 million jobs in the British labour market. The largest number of tourists comes to the capital of Great Britain, London, and the most visited place is the Tower of London, located on the northern bank of the River Thames.